New York Times called Flint America's murder capital. It's also been cited as the second most violent city in the United States. What's left of local law enforcement?
Who the fuck is
only
first?
one cop for every...
All right, so it's recording now.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
When is didn't you say YAVID was coming on a new video?
Actually, I think it'd be great for a snippet if we watched a video. It's like a 10-minute like human interest piece, but it's Flint like local news on KING810.
We have breaking news out of Flint this morning.
There's been a double shooting at a nightclub. That horrifying discovery inside a Flint apartment this morning. 3 people, including a young boy, have been shot. All 3 are dead.
So the 2 men Flint police believe robbed and killed a store clerk on Sunday.
But they do believe it to be a homicide, and again, it would be Flint's 66th homicide of the year. That would tie the record set in 2010.
All right.
These are the kind of
Trying to beat that record.
Today, Flint, Michigan is a city on the verge of collapse. The population here has dropped to 100,000, half of what it was at its peak in 1960. And then there's the rampant crime. Flint is 1/15 the size of Chicago, but its per capita murder rate is 4 times higher.
I think David is putting out rappers.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a You Might Be Interested In artist, and the whole fucking video was the rappers were rocked out in fucking king wear.
Yeah.
Wasn't even wearing YAVID, which is weird to me. Like,
Not to me.
I guess that's king money. He ain't making money off YAVID. I mean,
Oh, I don't think so.
because
I mean,
he'd be more, let's push it.
the thing is like that's like a recognized thing. Like those guys want to wear that shit. Like he's not telling them wear this king stuff. Those guys are wearing that anyway.
Even black dudes.
For sure.
Really? Wow.
Now, I'm not necessarily saying that they're huge King fans.
But they're huge David fans because it's a dude from Flint who's real.
And they're like not even so much like if I made, well, okay, like you wanted one of these shirts. I just don't happen to have any printed. You were going to print some.
I got you. Yeah.
Same
good
thing.
point. Same thing.
Same thing. They're wearing King stuff because they're like that with David.
Yeah.
Highway, they had a band going and there's a riot breaking out.
An earlier show at the ironically named Aloha Lounge descended into open warfare. Police responded to frantic reports of 50 people fighting with 2x4s, cinder blocks, and any other weapons they could get their mitts on.
They're using 2x4s. Those 2x4s something concrete. It's bad. I think we said somebody.
Cash registers getting tossed, cops showed up, riot patrol showed up, and it was the worst thing I ever seen. And they stopped the show and they said, there's more of us and there's more of you. You turn us off one more time, we're going to tear this place up. And that's exactly what they did. They have a following. They're like a cult. And
That's in the video.
they're good at what they
In the
do.
album.
I think they're trying to deliver the wrong message to people.
Violence surrounding the mysterious KING810 seemed to know few limits. If there were any limits left, the final line was crossed on a fateful evening in January of 2010. As the angry music blared, a fight broke out. A young fan was pummeled, kicked, and dragged out of the place like a rag doll.
The only rules are just, respect your neighbor, and it's for the love of the music.
Initially, KING810 attracted attention and allegiance of a small group of fans close to home, but it didn't stop there. These fans don't have much money, but they'll scrape together what they can find and spend it to attend these radical KING810 concerts. They'll come to every show, sing along with every song, tattoo the band's name and lyrics on their bodies.
The music is so heavy and raw and real that something just switches inside of anybody when they hear it.
I think that guy just got done using him because he's sweating his ass.
Are they fans? Is this a gang or a cult? Or all of the above?
Well, I don't think we're a gang or a cult. We're just a bunch of rowdy dudes.
No, it's not a gang at all. No, it's a band. It's a family that if you with, you go get over, and that's how we all is.
Man, it can be whatever you want to call it, but what it is a bunch of low motherfuckers who nobody ever wanted. Everyone rode off, and we came together, we found each other. We live our lives according to that.
Well, this band is destined for greatness.
That's about it.
That's one of those bands that just, I'm surprised.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
So going back to YAVID, like I saw the interview that he did with a guy. I want to say I watched it shortly after the Hellhounds video came out. He did a video with someone where he's in his apartment, he's wearing a gray hoodie, looks
Yeah,
real
it's
tired.
all over. Yeah, yeah.
It's like 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
He looks like he's really tired and probably been touring a lot, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think in that one he was like, well, it's way easier for me to make YAVID stuff than it is King stuff. Like I can write 2-3 albums in the time it takes us to do one full-length King record. When I was like 19, I got real into underground Flint rap, like the Dayton family. That's the one group known semi-nationally. So we're talking like 20 years ago. And I mean, it was murder music for real. Like I got really deep into it. So I started like combing the north side of Flint for like different rappers and different artists in different like more underground groups. And I mean, I was going to really bad neighborhoods. I was going to like barber shops on the street corner of like some bad spots. But I would go in there and they'd be like, what in the fuck are you doing here? Because I'm like a metal guy or whatever. Like I'm a white, heavily tattooed kid, and I'm like, oh, sweet, Top Authority or 211 or Young D or whatever like this, or fucking Scambino Mob or one of my favorites like Jake the Flake, like these underground, and they're like, what do you know about that? And I'm like, fucking everything there is to know, except for this shit that I've been looking for right here.
Yeah.
And so I think it goes both ways. So like now it's kind of like getting to the point where these guys who are David signing or are focusing on these artists are kind of like that, but just specifically with King. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes perfect sense. And honestly, the way they just portrayed it on that news cap we watched, I mean, I hate to even bring this name up because I'm not into it, but that was just like the ICP Juggalo thing. Same fucking
Great
city,
example.
too. Same city.
Close.
You know, the KING810 guys just don't have a name, which is good. You know?
They're getting there.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know if you... I'm a Juggalo. I'm a Juggalette.
Oh, I know exactly.
Yeah. And, God, I can't stand that shit. But you know what? They got a following.
And King, like, came, like, David, that's really what I like about David when, like, in his interviews and stuff, it's like nothing is sacred. Like, so you can bring up the Juggalos thinking that he's going to rip on it or trash him or talk about how good his band is.
No, he gave him credit.
And really he should, because what are you, you know, who are you to, like, criticize? And you know what? I fucking can't stand him either. It's more their following, like the Juggalos.
Yeah, I can't, yeah.
But for the, you know, intelligence agencies to come out and say that this is a fucking... pseudo-terrorist, like, international gang, like...
Oh, yeah. They call them domestic terrorists.
Organized crime?
Yeah.
You haven't met a Juggalo, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, no, really.
It's just like the Dead, except, like, the Grateful Dead, except for...
Exactly. But they're white
Hood.
trash for the most part, you know, whatever.
It is
but
what
I
it
give,
is.
You know, I don't like ICP's music. But, hey, man, they've been wearing that same shitty makeup with that shitty logo for, going on 30 years.
Dude. 30 years.
And has not changed.
Hasn't changed.
They are fucking millionaires. They've never sold out. They haven't done a damn thing but say we are psychopathic clowns.
Yep.
And then they find people who are into it, sign them, make them rich, or kinda.
Yeah.
But they have the Juggalo Festival, which King has played at.
There you go. Yeah, Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah. So...
And I'm sure Dave, you know, hey, if I were to speculate, I'm sure David and, I mean, Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope and the Juggalos, I mean, those are two intelligent guys in ICP.
Yeah.
I mean, they put that shit together.
Yeah.
You know?
They rode the fucking brakes off of it.
And that's the thing, they just never gave up. They just kept doing it, obviously because they loved it.
Yeah.
And the makeup and all that.
Yeah, there has to be. It gets beyond the want of money. Because I refuse to believe that that's giving them 20-story mansions, you know? So...
Back in the day, like the Gathering of the Juggalos, I mean, that was a annual event where they'd come out with the Faygo.
Yeah.
20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
When the internet was like something most people didn't have.
Fucking dial-up. That was it. It was AOL.
Yeah, and that was still, every Devil's Night was still like something that people did in Michigan that got together, and that shit was fucking wild back then.
Gotta give them credit where credit is due, man. I mean, like it or not, I'm not into it. They didn't sell their souls. I respect them as artists. Those are real artists, you know, and they stand by what they want. So I can't fault them on it.
What do you think about it, Stephen King's It, like the movie adaptations, like in the character Pennywise?
You know, I like if we're talking about movie adaptations, I'm definitely more into even the old school TV one with Tim Curry.
Watched it.
Played Pennywise. The newer version, and you know what? Maybe the newer version was more sacred to the book or whatever. Maybe. I never read the book, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Anybody who says a book is better than a movie is fucking stupid, because visuals are always better. Anyway, I didn't like the new one. You know, they made Pennywise, and I don't care if people are... They made Pennywise seem like a Mongol retard. Like the new one. He came out and like, me Pennywise, me Georgie Friend. Like, why is he fucking stupid?
Why monosyllable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do you talk like a caveman or some like fucking broken English? Like, what the fuck is going on with you? And so I wasn't into it. I never even watched the second one. You know, the first one was like, but I couldn't get to the second one. It was terrible.
What you were saying, like the book is always better. Apple and an orange. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's into books.
No.
So
not at all.
there's a huge market that you're never gonna reach.
Yeah.
If you don't, and then you do the movie adaptation. Of course, the people who like books don't like the movie. They like fucking books.
See,
not movies.
And you know what they did though? When they made that fucking movie, maybe it was part of the contract. Who knows? But you notice they keep putting Stephen King's It. Stephen King's. They keep selling that so they get people to... It's not even like... You can't even be proud of the product you made. Like, you know what? I don't need Stephen King's name on this. I'm putting this motherfucker out. And people are going to watch it because it's a good movie. Nah, man, you need to go ahead and put Stephen King on there. Because... There was a shitty movie. It was about 3 or 4 years ago called Dark Tower.
I mean, I know this. I know what it is.
It's a book by Stephen King.
Yeah, I know of the book.
I mean, give me 2.2 fucking seconds. And I am fairly sure it did not say
Stephen King's The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower.
You know,
why?
I'm gonna riff off on that.
Okay.
So like, it's a shame that The Dark Tower wasn't a good, because nobody likes it from what I've heard. Everyone's like, it's fucking garbage.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, the film. Now, the thing about the Dark Tower series, from my understanding, and I have not read it. I've read all of the first one, whatever. It encapsulates, it takes the Stephen King universe.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It makes everything a multiverse. The Dark Tower, because it was originally it's called Gunslinger.
Yeah.
And the Gunslinger character pretty much introduced, and this is before fucking Avengers and DC and all that bullshit. It made all of Stephen King's books get connected to this multiverse. And even the creature Pennywise, is in it.
And that's what I was going for.
And his lore's in it, where Pennywise is like the anti-negative, or, you know, the black, and then there's a fucking super fucking sea turtle that's its opposite.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
So I think what happened with Stephen King was so disenchanted with like the adaptions, he could never get a good movie, you know, is like on that one, it's like, you're not gonna fuck up my It. You know what I mean? So like that was the one where he was like, that's his main fucking antagonist throughout all of everything, even if people don't realize that it's a thing in the Tommyknockers or Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Stephen King knows it, and so in my estimation, that's why it's like Stephen King's It every single time they do it, because he's like, you're not gonna fuck this up, even if they actually do. Stephen King, he just can't get a good break and get a good movie adaptation.
No.
You know, to save his life, and I feel for him or whatever as a writer.
Well, then stop selling it though. At the same time, he's the one who did it.
There he is. You know, I mean, you should have stopped with The
Shining. You're a
Shining.
writer too, bro, and you would not sell any of your shit, period. But you definitely wouldn't sell it if you didn't have full fucking control on anything being made. So say what you want. He's a great writer, maybe, but he's also on money hunger, which is fine. Own it.
Hit us up if you know more about the situation. Yeah. Like maybe he did get fucked.
Maybe his shit got robbed. You know, kind of like how the Beatles shit. Michael Jackson bought all the Beatles shit. But all right, check it out real quick before we close it. I'm looking at the international trailer or poster release of the movie Dark Tower. Stephen King's name is nowhere on it.
Whoa.
The two actors, which is I can't pronounce his fucking name. Idris Elba. You know that. He's a good actor. And Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew.
And that's it. That's all it says. Then it says something about, there are other worlds that, but Steven is not involved in that. Why?
Why, Steve?